Welcome back to another episode of Digital by AttentionMedia. Today on the show, we are introducing you to our new account manager, Anna. Anna joins us with a range of different experiences in the digital marketing and account management space. Coming from a background of multiple different agencies, we are very excited to have her now on board here at AttentionMedia. Stick around, that episode is coming right up next. Welcome to Digital, a podcast brought to you by AttentionMedia, a location-agnostic digital growth agency helping businesses become iconic brands. On this show, we dive into the hottest topics, the latest updates, and what's working in social media and digital marketing right now to get you up to speed and keep you informed. And if you want to grow your business through strategic digital marketing, head over to attentionmedia.com.au, click on the Book a Discovery Call tab, fill out some details, and we'll be in touch. We'd also love to know if you're listening to this show. So please take a screenshot, upload it to your preferred social media account, and tag us at Attention Media Agency. Let's get into the show. Welcome back to another episode of Digital by AttentionMedia. We have a new and improved setup today, which is actually quite refreshing. And we also have Anna, our new account manager. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
And welcome to AttentionMedia as well.
Thank you again.
So, there has been a whole bunch of stuff happening behind the scenes over the last couple of months. Not to mention the fact that we haven't been putting out a consistent podcast, but we are getting back to that. Obviously, now we have a few more freedoms and we're able to get back into the office, which is fantastic. And yes, the team has grown as well. Anna, how many weeks in are we now? 6, 7?
I think it's about 6, yeah.
6, look out. So guys, Anna has come on board as our account manager and doing an absolutely fantastic job. And today is a little bit of an intro for Anna, bit of a meet and greet and get a little bit of her backstory and just talk about, obviously, that role of account management in AttentionMedia as well, because, we do have clients that listen to the podcast as well. So it's good to kind of let everybody know how the business is developing and changing. So
yeah, sure.
Excited to have a little bit of a chat.
Awesome.
And it's your first podcast too.
It is. I haven't done one of these before.
Cool. Look out. It'll be the first
excited.
of many. First of many. Beautiful. So for everybody who is tuning in, Anna, can you give us a little bit of your backstory? Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from a small country town back in New South Wales called Brewer. So family farm, have cattle, dogs,
Nice.
all that sort of stuff. And then, went to uni in Canberra, got a Bachelor of Communications, and then started working in marketing. So I worked for marketing agencies, worked for the Australian Rural Leadership Foundation as the marketing manager. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then my partner is from Victoria, so when COVID hit, moved down here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So a newly not crowned, but new Victorian.
Yes.
So growing up on the farm, is that was obviously a lot of fun, and you love the country?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So it's cool that there's a marketing agency in Shep. It's a perfect match, really.
That was going to be one of my questions, because obviously we went into recruitment drive a few months ago. We're looking to bring on 3 new team members, and Anna applied, and her application stood out straight away. Was there, I suppose, you were in a marketing role before you came on board with AttentionMedia, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
Awesome. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was not just sort of your background and your experiences to give people a bit of information as well, but also to kind of dive into what your role looks like at the moment and how obviously that is going to help continue to improve what we do at the agency as well. But let's dive back firstly into your previous roles. So where are some of the places that you've worked with before?
Yeah, sure. So before I came to AttentionMedia, I was working at Agrigene in Wangaratta.
Nice.
So they are a beef and dairy genetics company. Mm-hmm. Marketing role there. Doing the bull videos, photos, catalogues, website updates, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Before that, I was at Coordinate, which was a marketing agency in Canberra, as an account manager there. So looking after clients in the health and legal sectors, heading up their rebrand projects, and that was sort of around when COVID just hit as well. So there was sort of all that stuff going on at the same time, which made it fun and challenging and all those things. Yeah, and then before that was the Australian Rural Leadership Foundation. So they run a whole bunch of different leadership programs across Australia. Mm-hmm. and that role was the marketing manager as well. So everything from content development, again, website, photography, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, that's a bit about me.
Fantastic. I love it. So marketing's definitely always sort of been something that you've been involved with from a career perspective.
Yes.
Was there, was marketing ever kind of a thing for you growing up, or was it a sort of a career choice that you wanted to move into, or was it just sort of something that happened naturally?
Yeah, I think the great thing about marketing is it's so diverse, and it's a great skill set you can apply to different industries.
Yep.
So for me, the country's always been a passion. Cattle has always been a passion.
Yep.
So I think trying to sort of still be involved in that rural industry and within agriculture and within a regional community, and trying to bring something a little bit different to value add to those sort of organisations. I think marketing has sort of allowed me to do that. To your question, growing up, trying to find a different angle to value add was probably an attractive thing for marketing.
Yeah, I like it. And you've also done a little bit of marketing yourself, with your own business as well. So you've had sort of that experience of working, managing your own projects, but then also being an internal marketing manager, and then also agency side. So, you've kind of experienced, all of the different avenues. What are some of the differences, or what do you enjoy, being, an account manager? How's that role sort of different in agency world compared to working as an in-house marketing manager, for example?
From the agency side, it is a bit more diverse. You're wearing different hats. You sort of get to jump in to a whole range of different organisations, and you can learn a lot of stuff from those organisations and their internal marketing managers and how they're going about things, which you can apply to different situations.
Yep.
I think for an internal marketing manager roles, it is very focused on, that organisation's goals and where they're going and trying to improve step by step. So I quite like the fast-paced nature of an agency and meeting different people and...
That's fortunate.
and having different stuff going on. So, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome. I like it. One of the things that sort of obviously stood out for me when you did apply with us is the fact that, you do come from a rural background. You come from a cattle marketing background as well. And I think it's interesting how there's so many different industries and niches and different avenues when it comes to marketing. And cattle marketing obviously is something that personally doesn't spring to mind very often, but obviously for yourself that's an entire world into itself. So where does just to sort of draw back on your previous experience, what's involved in cattle marketing and that world? Because it's something that you don't often think about, but there's a whole world of marketing that needs to happen in that industry as well. I think sort of within that agricultural space, there's been a real growth with marketing and digital marketing. There's a whole lot of online auctions now, especially with COVID as well. So pretty much if you go to a sale now, all the animals have been photographed and videoed, and it's an online auction. Of course.
Whereas before, all the bulls were brought through the ring. So I guess it's sort of a bit more of a safety thing too, which it's just more attractive for breeders and people going to buy the cattle. But in terms of marketing, like I was saying before, I love cattle, so it was trying to... And because I sort of went to university, I wanted to use my degree as well. So I was trying to marry those two together.
Yeah, I love that.
So the photography, the videography, you've got to try and get the cows or bulls to stand in the right position. So, you sort of got someone waving their hat around or making noise, trying to get their head up, which is always a little bit of a fun. There's a few different techniques I've seen.
Yes.
And then also the catalogue development as well. Putting those together, email marketing, and just trying to get the word out to as many producers as you can, and get the photos. If you've got a good photo, that can really help sell your bull, because that's sort of the hook. And then you sort of get the inquiries, people come and see them. Just trying to get that eye-catching content for people.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because even as you're sort of talking through that and talking about, what's involved in marketing and selling cattle, it's the fundamentals are all the same. You're trying to create good quality content, you're trying to show the features and the benefits, and it's marketing, in itself is, the fundamentals stay the same, but you just start to apply it to different industries and different applications.
Exactly.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's the same sort of what we're trying to do with the agency, like have the processes in place that we can apply to different industries and and get the results.
It's so true. I think with the cattle marketing as well, just to touch back on that, is that something that COVID's kind of forced that to go more digital, or was it already kind of happening before the pandemic?
It's probably a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely heading in that direction.
Yep.
I think COVID fast forwarded it.
Yeah.
Because it's just, with border restrictions and
Yes.
and just all the different stuff that's going on, it has to be online now, whereas before, like last year or the year before, you sort of still had the option. Whereas now that's just sort of the way it is.
Even from as you mentioned, like a logistics point of view as well, like having to load the cattle up, take them to market or the show or wherever it is. Like, again, there's like so much more involved with that. Like from the agency side, like a lot of travel, I suppose, is obviously being cut out or restricted, but even just those small, sometimes it's not necessarily for the better. Like we still like to catch up in person and be able to speak to our clients, but just cutting down on travel time and everybody moving to like online meetings where you don't have that sort of dead time in the middle. Yeah. Obviously there's a time and a place for everything, but digital is definitely, I suppose optimizing the way we go about things, and we can be much more efficient with our time.
I think it's been interesting, people's response too, because I think with change, everyone at the start is maybe a little standoffish towards it, but when you sort of have to do it and you do it, you sort of find yourself enjoying it. And I'm sure everybody would agree that we're all quite sick of Zoom meetings, but given that, like the amount of time and productivity, even if, once restrictions are lifted and we're moving around a lot more, there'll be the option there as well to, is my time best spent on a Zoom call, or is it better spent transiting somewhere? So exactly.
Interesting times. Awesome. Let's talk about obviously your role now at AttentionMedia, and try and sort of shed some light around what your day-to-day looks like, and also how your role is obviously going to sort of benefit the company moving forward. Obviously, for any of our existing clients, a lot of the first point of contact, and the day-to-day obviously has been going through myself or the creative team, but obviously now having yourself on board, again, just taking things to the next level, customer service, project management, all that sort of stuff. So what does your day-to-day look like? Well,
I guess the first month has sort of been getting into the role, getting up to speed with where the clients are up to, the different campaigns we have running. I guess Monday we start off with an all-hands meeting, a bit of a round table with what's going on, sort of set ourselves up for the week with tasks and those sort of things. We're currently using Asana as a project management system, which is working really well. Again, we can sort of see what each team member's working on for the week and deadlines, and if different tasks are high priority and that sort of thing. We have our weekly check-ins with the team. We go through the different paid ads we're running, any concerns, any red flags, or if there's been good results for the past week, that sort of thing. Fast forwarding into the week, there's some strategy development involved, checking in on the accounts, checking in with team members, making sure those tasks are being ticked off and we're moving in the right direction for clients. Also any approvals that need to be ticked off, or again, any concept developments we have in the process. And then we also have our monthly meetings with clients, where we go through, new campaigns we've got going on for them, run through results for the month, make any adjustments that the client would like or that we see fit. So developing those monthly reports is part of my role as well. And like we sort of talked about, just the project management, strategy development, checking in with the team, all those sort of things. Yeah,
and obviously like all, extremely critical, parts of a role and internal processes within a business. And I think one thing with, AttentionMedia moving forward in sort of all areas as well, like obviously one of our values that we know and we go through with the team, is transparency. And I think, this podcast as well, and kind of like obviously introducing each of the team members like we have always done, but also just diving a little bit more into each individual's role within the agency as well, further increases that transparency, whether it's for existing clients or whether it's somebody who's potentially, looking for an agency or wants to work with an agency, like just providing that extra, I suppose, that extra level of detail or that behind the scenes of how it all actually works.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of true for any business. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Oftentimes it can be, your brand, your shop front, your online store can really kind of just be that, a wall, and nobody ever sort of gets to see what's behind that, or the people that are behind it, the people that make up the business. So I'm really excited to sort of and as the team continues to grow, everybody's also got special areas that they have talent in and they specialize in. So it's going to be really good to be able to continue to kind of share that and dive a little bit deeper into everybody's role, not just for our clients, but also for people who are looking to come on board. So I think that provides a lot of value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Anna, moving forward, is there anything that we need to share with the rest of our audience? We've obviously heading in towards we're in the middle of the crazy season at the moment with Christmas. We've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Everything is going insane. We're heading very quickly towards the end of the year. But any words of advice, anything that people listening in should be thinking about sort of heading towards the end of this year, but also into next year in terms of their marketing?
I think this year's been a really big year for a lot of people. There's been a lot of challenges. It's been hectic. It's been crazy. I think next year, let's keep a really positive and proactive approach to the business and to marketing efforts. Let's sort of take the time sort of over Christmas just to relax, reset, and come back fresh for a great 2022.
Great piece of advice. Absolutely love it. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
First podcast. That's a wrap. Well done. And guys, as always, we will have all the details, links, show notes. You can hit them on our website. Looking forward to introducing our two new team members that we have here at AttentionMedia. They will be having podcasts of their very own coming up very soon. So once again, thank you very much, and let's get back to work.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's it for another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. As we mentioned, we'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on this episode. You can do that by heading over to our Instagram at Attention Media Agency and letting us know what your thoughts. Send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. We'd also love to know what you'd like us to talk about in upcoming episodes. So send us your topic ideas. We are always interested. And if you'd love to know more, head over to the website attentionmedia.com.au. That's all for now. We'll see you in the next episode.